Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Me and my team will present about the ethical issues in sports. Before we begin, let me introduce to you our team members. The first one is me, myself, Norzaliza Muhammad Janes. The second is Muhammad Hafizi bin Kasmuri. The third one is Muhammad Hazri bin Hud. And the last one is Muhammad Azim bin Abdul Patah. First of all, I would like to talk about the definition of ethics. Ethics is rules, standards, codes, or principles which provide guidelines for morally right behavior and truthfulness in specific situations. Put simply, ethics is the science and practice of moral principles. It's about what's right and wrong, good or bad, and why. Clearly, there must be a space for ethics in sport. Think about some of the most recent ethical scandals in sport: the Russia state-sanctioned doping program, the countless cases of match fixing in soccer, tennis, or cricket, the sexual abuse suffered by the gymnasts or Premier League academy footballers. It's a long list of terrific events that should never be a part of sport. Ethics, morals, and values are used interchangeably in everyday language, though these terms are not synonyms. The concept of ethics is technically understood as a branch of philosophy that defines what is good for the individual and society and establishes the nature of obligations or duties that people owe themselves and to one another. Problems in sport can arise when team managers or coaches place more value on winning than on how they win. Acting ethically on the playing field, from the sidelines to administrative officers and beyond, should weigh more significantly than who wins or loses. Sports are played by rules. When athletes, referees, coaches or administrators attempt to circumvent the rules of the game, they undermine the foundation of sport itself. The value of sport lies in the ability to do more than identify the best athletes. Sport can instill important values, including respect and teamwork, as well as teach lessons about the perseverance and honesty. In this presentation, our team would like to focus about the match fixing, which is one of the ethical issues in sport. Let's watch the short illustration about the introduction of match fixing.
In-depth football coverage from The Athletic is now just £1 per week. See the link in the description to sign up today. The revenue from legal global sports betting is estimated at around $1.7 trillion a year. And of that, football makes up roughly 900 billion, meaning that the match-fixing industry, which seeks to influence results and outcomes, is potentially worth billions in itself. But what is match-fixing? Where does it happen? Who is involved? And why is it so difficult to detect? Well, it can be broken down into two different categories. Match-fixing is much as it sounds. It's the illicit and intentional attempt to influence the outcome of a sports event. Spot fixing, though, is more specific, and it involves the manipulation of events within a fixture around which a betting market exists. So here are two examples. When 8 members of the Chicago White Sox were banned for life for fixing the result of baseball's 1919 World Series, that was an example of match fixing. However, when the Pakistani cricketer Mohammad Asif was found to have deliberately bowled no bowls in a 2010 Test match against England, he was guilty of spot fixing and being part of a conspiracy to defraud bookmakers. But it needn't always involve players, though. Officials can be bought and compelled to make decisions which favour particular markets, while coaches too can be persuaded to field weakened teams, omit influential players, or make tactical decisions which serve ulterior motives. Sometimes a fix needn't involve anyone actually involved in the event. More commonly, as in that instance, outcomes are manipulated for the purposes of gambling. And that's the kind of match fixing that we'll be concentrating on. And specifically in football, which, because of its appeal, its number of competitions, and also the range of betting opportunities it affords, is considered to be the sport most at risk. In 2015, the Qatar-based International Centre for Sport Security estimated that up to €1 billion is staked on each Premier League game, and that 80% of the money wagered on those matches is from within countries where sporting betting is either illegal or improperly regulated. So this is a big, big business. The games never stop, and the flows of money around them are absolutely enormous. And together, that helps to partly explain the relative ease with which criminal activity is able to hide in plain sight. But who is actually doing this? Well, sometimes it's an individual acting for their own benefit. A professional sportsperson can take advantage of certain markets and then use friends to place bets, for example. Generally, though, the kind of match fixing that gets exposed is enacted by players or teams, but orchestrated by organised crime groups or networks. And actually, the most complex forms of match fixing usually rely on the two groups working together. One organised crime group, or OCG, is local and responsible for making contact with officials or players and arranging payments. In many cases, individuals might be targeted because of debts or addictions, or because they are vulnerable in some other way. The local OCG can obviously profit from this activity themselves, but they're often acting on behalf of the second group, a larger OCG that pays them for their service and local knowledge. These OCGs are frequently based in China and specifically take advantage of Asian betting markets and Asian handicap betting. Some 65% of the world's betting takes place on such markets, and they are subject to less regulation than the European equivalent. Some of these books are run illegally and therefore not subject to the same checks as European markets. Sometimes match fixing has a sporting objective.
Match fixing and manipulation have become prominent threats to sport across the globe. While there is little solid empirical evidence to show that corruption in sport is at higher levels now than in the past, there is a view that the rapid growth and globalization of gambling markets and the vulnerability of sport to manipulation for the purposes of betting are serious problems that have the potential to undermine the value of sport if not tackled effectively. Okay, now let's watch the short video about match fixing, which is played by our team member, Mr. Has and Hafizi, act as corrupted manager, and Tony, played by Azim, as a bookie who always take advantage on a problematic club. The title is The Corruption Manager.
Good morning, bro. How are you?
Morning to boss. I'm good.
So, how is your team preparation for the league since it is coming soon?
So far the preparation is still on track. The management is still finalizing contract for the player and is in the midst of selecting worthy and talented players.
Good. Now I want to ask you, how about the player's salary? Okay, yeah?
For the time being, we offer competitive salary which are not too high but not too low. We are still looking for sponsorship to support our time. We even have to revise the star players' salaries and contract in order to cut costs.
That is true, Fizi. Nowadays, players' salaries are not that high, and there are several teams who cannot afford to pay the player. So, I think it makes sense.
That is true. The players are complaining about the situation.
Actually, I have a good idea. How about we sell the game? We can earn extra money through this, and the player also will receive their payment. How about that?
How is that?
Actually, Mr. Fizi, I have a friend who is a bookie, and he offered to help. I will update about the fee later. I think the fee, you will like about the price.
Sure, boss. Just update me of any development.
A few days later.
Hello bro, how are you?
Yes, hello bro, I'm good bro.
How about our plan?
Haha, don't worry bro, our plan is going on promise bro. You know who am I, right?
How about Mr. Fisi? Does he agree with our plan? Something good news?
Yes bro, of course. He agrees with our plan, for sure. I told him everything about your team and my team.
That's good bro. This time to make the money. Before game start, I give you half and after game, I will make full payment for you.
Nice bro, nice bro. Close the deal, all happy, I also happy. Right, we all happy, you get the payment. It's all about the money, brother.
Yeah, yes bro.
The next day.
Morning, Mr. Fizzy. How are you? Are you okay? You take breakfast already, yeah?
I'm fine. Any news?
News? For sure, bro. This deal is confirmed. And you will receive the payment. No need to worry about that. And make sure everything gonna be very, very smooth. As we planned before, right?
You so brilliant.
Alright. Since you are talking about the payment, right? I know you will always talking about the payment. No need to worry. I will transfer you as soon as possible. By the way, you prefer cash or need to transfer?
Banking is more easier. Personal account, not club account. Yeah.
No need to worry. I will transfer it to you right now. Okay? You just wait. Hold on the line. Wait. Alright. Number account is ready. Alright. Transaction successful. Now you can check already transfer, bro. It's already done.
Thank you so much, friend.
Most welcome, brother. My partner.
Former national footballer Khairul Anwar Baharum has been remanded for 7 days over match-fixing investigations. On Saturday, the Magistrates Court in Putrajaya granted the remand for the 43-year-old retired player who turned himself in at the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission or MACC headquarters the day before. Khairul, fondly known as Achong among his teammates, last played for Selangor between 2009 and 2011. He won 36 caps and scored 1 goal for Malaysia between 2001 and 2009. Last week, a 49-year-old bookie was remanded in the probe on possible match fixing of the Malaysian Premier League matches involving a Petaling Jaya-based football club known as the Malaysian Indian Sports Council Malaysian Indian Football Association. This came after the arrest of 3 players from the club. An initial probe by the MACC showed that the players received bribes of between 10,000 and 30,000 ringgit from bookies.
In conclusion, sporting events are not wars. After all, although the rivalries often exist, instead competition should allow athletes equal opportunity to demonstrate who perform best within an established set of rules. Ethics is so important in the world of sport because it stands not only for fair play but also for respectful and ethical behavior of all the parties engaged like athletes, referees, fans while playing a game or competing. Nowadays, in the world of sport, we can see how the rules of a fair game are being broken just in the pursuit of a victory. That's all from us. Thank you for watching.